my name's Elsie. I work for Texas A&M Outdoor Adventures, and today I'm going to teach you how to pack a backpack for backpacking. The first thing is that there are many different ways to pack a backpack, and the more you backpack, the more you'll figure out what works best for you. This is just one way I have found I like to pack my backpack. I have been backpacking for 5 years, and the longest trip I've been on was a 17-day trip in the Gila Wilderness. So I've had some experience, and through that time I figured out what really works best for me. I've picked up tips and tricks from other places, and today I'm just going to teach you an overall way that I like to pack and give you some tips and tricks if you are a first-time or new backpacker. So I'm going to be using the Osprey Kivia, which is a 70-liter pack. It has a 5-liter brain. The brain is just the top of the pack. It has an internal frame, which means that you can't see the frame at all, and it has a waist belt to help with support. These are the backpacks that we rent here at Texas A&M Outdoor Adventures, so if you don't have a backpack and you're looking to backpack, this is the type that you would get when you come in here to rent one. This is the female version. It is a little slender in the hips and good for someone who has a slim frame, and the male version is very similar, it's just slightly larger. So the first thing that I like to do is take a compactor bag and line my pack. You can get these at really any grocery store or hardware store, and it's just like a really thick trash bag. So the reason that I like to do this is because it waterproofs my entire pack at once. I don't have to worry about anything getting wet, and it just keeps everything nice and packed and organized and tight. And then I don't have to use as many stuff sacks or compression sacks to get everything into my pack. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick this down in my pack. Okay, so I like to leave it kind of sticking out the top, and it's just all the way down in there, nice and straight. If your pack has a separator right here, this pack does not, but some do, you have two options. You can either take out that separator, a lot of times they are removable, or you can leave it in and do this 2 separate times, once in the bottom section and once in the top. I personally like to have one straight chute, so my personal backpack has one of those separators and I've just removed it, but it's up to you. So the first thing we're going to do now that our pack is lined is stuff our sleeping bag down inside. The reason that we're going to put our sleeping bag down first is because we definitely won't need it until we get into camp. So there's no reason it can't be at the very bottom of the pack, because we're not going to need it until we've basically taken everything else out of our pack anyway. And it's a good base to have down in the bottom of your pack. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick my sleeping bag all the way down in and pack it nice and tight as I can get it. Okay, so my sleeping bag is now in the bottom of my pack. It's as tight and as compressed as I can get it by pushing on it, and it will continue to compress as we push more things on top of it. The reason that I don't put my sleeping bag in a compression sack, as some people do, is because a compression sack creates almost like a boulder in your pack, and you have to pack around it. This way, my sleeping bag fills the entire space of my backpack without leaving any weird holes or gaps. And it makes it a lot easier to pack everything else because there's not a boulder sitting down in the bottom of my pack. So the next thing that I like to put in my pack is anything that I know I'm not going to need throughout the day, and that I'm going to want in camp. So this is primarily my sleeping clothes, extra socks, underwear, anything like that, and just anything you know you're not going to need until camp. If you like to journal at night and you know that you're not going to want that till you're in your tent, you could also put that down in here. And I'm stuffing that kind of in a hole that I'm just easily finding, and then just like making sure that my sleeping bag fills in around it. The other thing I know I'm not going to need till I get into camp is my bear bagging kit, so I'm gonna put that down in there too.